welcome back everyone, Toy Shiz here, and I am back yet again for yet another Hasbro Marvel Legends video. We're going to be checking out a team that I know was on the top of every single person watching this video's list for their all-time favorite Marvel Legends to be made, and of course, I am talking about the one, the only, the Squadron Supreme of America. Now, these make up 2 box sets and a single figure, the first one containing Hyperion and Dr. Spectrum. The sides of the box will show you the figure and some nice artwork, which I appreciate. And then on the back, you get to see everything inside the box, which, let's be honest, isn't much. Same thing with Marvel's Nighthawk and Blur, aka Whizzer. No, not that Whizzer, unfortunately. I would love to see the 6 Forgotten Warriors make their Spider-Man animated debut. Like I said, same sort of box. You get to see everything on the back. Nighthawk comes with some Nightarangs. More on that in just a few. And the single figure being Power Princess, of which this is the only photo I have before I opened her up. So there you go. Now, who is the Squadron Supreme? Well, I'm going to be honest with you, their history is so convoluted, so weird. The Grand Master created them initially. They were the Squadron Sinister. Heck, even Mephisto isn't on it. But just so you're aware, the team we're going to be checking out today is the most recent-ish team, and you get all of them. So that's a nice touch. They're basically run by Agent Coulson. I think they're constructs by Mephisto. It's so weird. They hail from a different reality, but they're part of the Marvel community, but they're before Watchmen. They're basically the same thing as Watchmen, and also the boys definitely stole from this, and yeah, all you need to know is that they're weird, and they're a cool team when you put them all together as action figures. Basically, I'll just show you this. You know the Justice League of America? Well, the Marvel writers liked them so much that they came up with the Squadron Supreme. So I hope that just is an easy analogy for you. You get the idea. Let's move on. So this is going to be an absolute blast. Sit back, relax, grab yourself a nice hot cup of coffee. This is a look at the, about a year and a half now, Squadron Supreme of America, featuring Nighthawk, Blur, Hyperion, Dr. Spectrum, and Power Princess. Here we go. And while I got all you Marvel Legend fanatics here, I just want to say thanks so much for always checking out my YouTube vids, and if you haven't already, please do consider subscribing. Why? Well, we have old toys, new toys, daily news updates. Guarantee you'll find something here that you like a video on the awesome members of the Squadron Supreme. Woohoo. But I will give Hasbro this. Having all the characters together, they look pretty darn cool. Now, just as a heads up, if you just wanted to do the Squadron Sinister, just take Power Princess out, but that's not the team we're talking about. We're talking about this newest version of the Squadron Supreme, all 5, that's nice to see. Dr. Spectrum comes with some hands and his Spectrum Diamond, which is actually a cool accessory. I like that they included that. Well done, extra hands, yeah. Anyways, you do get the same exact energy effects we have seen multiple times. The colors are crazy. He requested all when designing his costume. The paint is very lackluster. It's all over the place. It's very muddled for what paint there is. Let's just say that. He's very just colorful plastic. But from top to bottom, left to right, it's nothing new in terms of the articulation. But like I said, as a standalone, as a figure within the context of the Squadron Supreme, sure, why not? Get Dr. Spectrum, but there's really not much to write home about on this one. It's very cobbled together. And if I'm not mistaken, I'm pretty sure that's Blizzard's, aka Deadpool's face, the head portraits. It's just, yeah, there he is. Now, moving on to Blur, I want to keep saying the Whizzer. It would be more fitting, but yes, Blur is it looks like Speed Demon to me. Now, he is updated all the way around. Unlike Dr. Spectrum, who has pins, Blur at least is completely pinless. And it's a pretty solid figure overall. The colors are nice, the sculpt is nice, the head portrait is great. Again, it's not like I was clamoring for Blur, but you get the idea. Within the context of designing a Squadron Supreme team on your shelf, you gotta have this guy. Maybe some running hands, maybe some speed effects. That would have been a nice power addition to make him the Blur. But moving on to Nighthawk, aka it's just blatantly Batman. You get some extra hands. Do keep those in mind when you want to start holding the accessories, because how are you going to really do that? He comes with some Nighterangs, and you get 3 of them, and they're gold, and they look like Batman Forever, Batman and Robin Batarangs. You can kind of put him through his fingers. That's the only way that you're going to be holding him. Is Nighthawk cool? Yeah, he actually is pretty darn cool. I'll give it to him. It's just Batman, but he's got a Spawn cape to him. Kind of looks like the Blue Falcon. This is actually a really cool Batman-looking cape, just as a heads up. It's really well done. The rest of the body, completely pinless. The paint that he does have is pretty solid, and the articulation goes right along with it. Overall, it's kind of perplexing to me that Marvel Legends would, in fact, kind of, I guess, technically goof not giving him correct hands or something to kind of better hold his Nighterangs, just FYI. So he's the best of the bunch thus far. Moving on to Power Princess. And I know a lot of people recently have been like, well, how'd you get her? Well, I ordered her when they initially put up pre-orders, and yeah, I just kind of knew she was going to go quick because everyone was talking about her. She's a pretty solid figure. She's got a great head portrait. Everyone was calling her Wonder Woman. I think a lot of people made her into Wonder Woman because a lot of people were going, who the heck is Power Princess? All her accessories make sense. She has gold. She has the shield, which clips onto her hand. There's not much to it. It's just solid gold. At least the sword has a little bit more paint going on. She is one of the best figures of the bunch in terms of just the overall aesthetics, the look, and just in general, she's a good-looking female figure. We all know the dark days of Marvel Legends. Even before that, Toy Biz. They've really all come a long way when producing any type of female figure under the Marvel banner. But yes, all her accessories make sense. She looks great. She's definitely a must-have. And then lastly, we will finish off with Hyperion. He comes with some hands that can grip stuff, but there's nothing in the box to hold. Oh, go figure on that. This guy, being that this is his second Marvel Legends release, he's got a terrific head portrait. I like the red hair. I like the red mask. The overall eye-catching red and yellow costume is very cool, but he has pins in the arms, but nothing in the legs. His big ol' front metal-looking yellow diaper is interesting, and that's not on the Marvel team. It's just in the fact of his character design. The cape is not cloth, but if you give him a DC flight stand, which I deem appropriate for this type of character and this type of video, yes, he looks really solid flying. Maybe Marvel Legends could include flight stands once in a while. That would be kind of cool. Very beneficial for a character like Hyperion. There is nothing mind-blowing in terms of the articulation. In fact, across the board, while it is nice to get some of the figures in this lineup to be pinless, everything is the exact same. Nothing crazy in terms of articulation. And for the most part, like I said, I was not clamoring for the Squadron Supreme, but in totality, I'm liking that they gave you the whole team right off the bat, and for the most part, yeah, they're pretty cool overall. So that's going to wrap it up for my quick look at the Squadron Supreme of America, or the Squadron Sinister, whatever you want to call them, in whatever team capacity you want to display them. But I like that you just got them all in one go. Put them up against your Avengers, put them up against Spider-Man and like Civil War, different costumes and such. You know what? Just do whatever you want with the Squadron Supreme. They're confusing as heck, but with your Avengers lineup, have them fighting each other, sure, that totally works. So, you've heard my thoughts. Now I'm curious to know yours. Comment below, let me know. Let's talk everything Squadron Supreme. Let's just talk all about these guys. Can't wait, right? So, I'm going to leave you guys with that. As always, drink some great coffee, eat some great food, but most importantly, remember, of all the characters that you would like to see in 2025, which would be the number one that you want to see from the Marvel Legends team? Let me know down below. And when you do, let me know what you found. I'll talk to you guys soon. Adios.